welcome to another edition of Just a Couple Guys with PJ and Tate. We've been missing you guys. We haven't had a chance to do a recap of our two teams and how they brutally lost on last Sunday. So we're going to recap that for you. We're going to talk a little bit about the Tom Brady situation, being in the booth. Does that bother us as a broadcaster / owner? And then, of course, we're going to rock right into the P's with PJ and Tate and give you our money line against the spread and over-under picks for all the games all the way through Monday. So, Tate, welcome back to the show. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Perfect. Why don't you give me a little bit of your readout on what happened to the Broncos on Sunday in that 29-28 loss to the upstart Indianapolis Colts?
Yeah. Well, like I said last week, they historically struggle with the Colts. This game, after seeing them what they did to Miami, I know Miami's not that good, the Colts. I had a feeling this was going to be a tough game. In fact, through that entire game, even when they were up, I think the most they were ever up was 8 points. I didn't think they were going to win that game, just how it was going. First half, Bo Nix did good. The offense, showed some signs of life, kind of bounced back from the Titans game. Sean Payton, go figure, ran the ball some, and it was working. I still question of how he uses it and how he commits to it, and all the personnel groupings he still uses. Bo looks at times like he's forcing stuff. He's trying really hard. I think it's a lot of the pressure, but he did come back and didn't have too bad of a game. He did throw a pick. You can kind of argue that he had somebody in his face and trying to make a play. But definitely better on the offensive side. The defense, I have no idea what the heck happened. What I liked what the Colts did is I think the Colts are better than what we all thought. Daniel Jones had a great game. They haven't punted once this entire season. They went for it on fourth down twice and lost. But they attacked him. They weren't afraid of the Broncos secondary, and they attacked. Pat Surtain kind of got hurt, but he didn't have a great game. Our linebackers still can't cover anybody. Yeah. Now you can say with the push-off penalty, is that really necessary? How much do they enforce it? But it's still a penalty. But I look at the Broncos' last three possessions. It was a punt, interception, and then penalties that screwed them. They had plenty of opportunities to put that game away. Broncos 2 in one or less scores since Sean Payton's been there is 2-7. So this team doesn't know how to win the tight game yet.
What? Most of the stuff that you said is kind of what I saw in that game. I mean, the main thing is that you're seeing is the Colts have a much different offense with Daniel Jones compared to Anthony Richardson. And I think the Colts have been searching for some kind of answer at quarterback. I don't know if Daniel Jones is going to be the long-term answer. He's definitely having a great couple games. We'll have to see. I'm sure that as the teams get more used to what he's doing, they might be able to get figured out. But if you look at what they've got, the Colts have Jonathan Taylor. They got Michael Pittman to throw to. They got Tyler Warren, that I'll get to again in a second, looking like a great first-round tight end
pick. That you could have had instead of Colson Loveland.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, too, their O-line they eat people up, man. They got a great O-line.
Yeah,
they're tough. They're a tough component for sure.
And I think the other thing too that's being overlooked is they brought in the Lou Anarumo. I probably pronounced that horribly wrong. Sorry, Lou. But to be their defensive coordinator up there.
You can call him Sweet Lou. I like to call him just
Sweet Lou. Is a good name.
Sweet Lou.
But you know what? He came from Cincinnati. Everybody thought he wasn't that great of a defensive coordinator. It might just be that Cincinnati's defense it really isn't that great with the players. That
he had some good, I know, we always talk about Cincinnati's defense, but he had some pretty clutch games when they made it to the Super Bowl that year, and they were winning big games on last defensive, holdouts and stuff, stopping the other team. No, I was frustrated because I watched that and I'm like, oh my gosh, they missed the kick. Oh, he survived. And I saw the penalty. I'm like, nope.
Here we go.
That play, they can officiate that. And there's probably between 50 games or 50 kicks. There'll be 15 of those penalties they can call. It was a little ticky tack, but it is a penalty. It's in the rules. To me, that's the Broncos had other opportunities to win. Like I said, I don't like this week's matchup, which we'll get into a little bit earlier, but I really like what I think the Chargers are the one of the most, besides the Eagles, the most complete team this phase of the year, like offensive, defensive side of the ball.
Well, and we will get to them a little further. And you have been, to your credit, been banging the drum for them since the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're only 2 games in, but still, you've been banging the drum. Here's the deal that the last thing I'll say about this Broncos Colts game. When you leave a home team with a last second field goal, chances are you're probably going to lose that game. So yes, if you're going to decide to try to keep that game that close and keep the team in it, guess what's going to happen? 9 times out of 10, that home team's going to make that last field goal. And then you're just going to be out. So if you're going to beat a team like the Colts, an upstart team, you're going to have to put them away. And obviously, you're going to have to force them to, punt the ball every once in a while.
Yeah. So that's, I said earlier, misspoke earlier. So the Broncos' last 3 possessions was punt, interception, missed field goal. So they had plenty of opportunities. Missed I think it was like a 40-yarder. He usually punches those in. It looked like he was forcing it. So yeah. Well, it is what it is. It sucks because the Broncos got the Chargers, Bengals, and Eagles. Now Burrow's out, but it's still pretty tough.
Yeah.
So for us being a Broncos fan, you got to win those games that you're supposed to win.
Well, it seems like that your team is going through some growing pains, if you will, with a young quarterback. Let's speak about that on the reverse side of how a team can look with growing pains on a young quarterback. And now we're going to talk about the Bears and the Lions, and I'm not going to dissect the game too much.
No.
52-21. The Bears were in it kind of in the first half, and then they just gave up 6 straight possessions of just scores.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing for me. Dan Campbell wanted this game bad. He wanted this game bad. He wanted to shut up everybody from the first game. He wanted to shut up everybody from the offseason of like, oh, we lost Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's is, this offensive genius is all, and that was the word and the talk. And he wanted to make a statement. Did he make a statement? Absolutely. Now, the problem that I have for the Bears is I'm being patient. This is going to take some time. The only thing that I'm really kind of shocked about a little bit is our defense and offensive line just have no push whatsoever. We put a lot of money into the offensive line this offseason. We went and made some moves. We went and traded for people. We went and drafted people. The people we drafted aren't even dressing. I don't know what's going on there. Now Ben Johnson's talking about we're not practicing at a championship caliber. I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they're not practicing. Yeah. I mean, how are they supposed to, Ben? And my point with that is Ben's got a lot of work on his hands. He's going to have to make them a championship caliber team. He's going to have to build them from scraps. I mean, hey, Caleb had actually an okay game. Roma Dunze actually had an okay game. That's great. But to the point that we just were saying, Tyler Warren is being used all over the Indianapolis field. Colston Loveland's had like 2 catches.
Like this is a lot of times too. It's scheme. It's not just how you said earlier about the O-line, D-line getting pushed around. It's the timing of the play call. It's a scheme. It's the same thing what Sean does with the running game. It's a scheme. He's a first year. Ben Johnson's a first year head coach. Are the players actually are they picking up what he's putting down? This is the whole thing that I was telling you at the beginning of the year. It's like, yeah, he did great, but he's still a first-time head coach. Oh, yeah. He's never been a head coach. So, there's always a growing pain with that. Very few just come in as a first-time head coach and hit home runs. And I will tell you, it's Sean McVay and Sean Payton are probably the only ones who've been a first-time head coach who came in and really freaking hit the ground running.
And part of that is because of the roster that they had was kind of turnkey and ready to go. Let's be honest, Bears fans, this roster was not turnkey ready to go. It's not turnkey. It's not ready to go. It's furthest from ready to go. So that's my kind of point to being is like, man, it's going to take some time. We're going to have to get some people in out of here. We're going to have to get some people in. The only thing that's shocking to me is that the level of second rounders that we've had play is lowest in the league. And we had like 4 second round picks. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they just they're not seeing the great development out of those guys, if they're not practicing well, what's going on? What's going on with Colson? What's going on with everybody? I don't know. Deep down inside, I feel like that they're just trying to build something and they're trying to go, hey, we're going to have to get this going. We're going to have to get this going first before we go to here.
We call that brick by brick, PJ.
Well, and I mean, I'm hoping that's what we're doing. We're building brick by brick because right now, the optimism in Chicago is extremely low, and I can see why. But I'm still going to hold by my statement that the first half of the season is going to look way different than the second half of the season, and I think you are going to see some positive movements.
Well, and you're going to see by week 8 too if you got the coach too, if you got the right coach.
You know what? And there is that possibility. I mean, everybody's ready to throw Caleb overboard, which I don't think I'm necessarily ready to do yet. But, we've got some
3 to 4 years.
Here. Yeah, we're going to have to see. I mean, here's the main thing. You're going to have to give Ben some time. The only thing that I will say is I thought Dennis Allen might have the defense a little bit more squared away than he has right now, but maybe they take some more time too. And I just think that this roster just isn't really built much for competition right now. I mean, I never thought that they were going to compete for a division crown this year. I've heard from some other people that they thought they did. And to be honest with you, I think that was foolish, especially for how great our division is. I mean, we had 3 teams that won over 14 wins last year, right? What are we going to do? We had 5. We're not going to just jump up and start competing with them by osmosis. But we got Dallas this week, which could be an interesting game because both of us are hurt on the defense. And then in another 2 weeks, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. And why I bring up this point to you, Tate, this week is the Dallas and the Chicago game is the game of the week for Fox. And guess who just so happens to be at the game this week? Tom Brady. Okay, well, guess who the Bears play the week after they play Dallas? We play the Raiders. And where does Tom Brady own a team? Oh, Las Vegas. So, there's been a little bit of upheaval, a little bit of talk going on about Tom Brady, broadcaster, Tom Brady, owner. Which way do you sit, Tate? Because, on Monday night, he was sitting in the booth, presumably
against the Chargers,
against the Chargers, helping Chip Kelly. What is your
thoughts? What I see with that, with him sitting in the booth, I think he's trying to schematically understand what the heck they're doing. This isn't Pete Carroll's offense, is not a Tom Brady offense that he did with Josh McDaniels. So I think he's learning everything. He's learning the operations. He's learning his players. He's learning Geno Smith. He's learning on insight that he can give them. That's what I think. I don't think he's not up there calling plays. I don't think he's up there making suggestions. He'll probably make suggestions in the meetings. Mm-hmm. But I think he's just learning what the heck they're doing. Right. He's learning their personnel groups. He's learning their coaching. He's learning all that. And then he can give some insight when he does. I don't really care if he broadcasts. I kind of personally like what the NFL did is that they didn't let him go into production meetings and all that.
Yeah, he's got.
I think that's fair, but I don't really care if he comes and broadcasts it. Hell, there's so much tape. There's in zone copies, TV copies. You can watch as much film on somebody as you want. So what? Yeah. I don't think he gets any more of an insight if they're not allowing him talking to the players, talking to the coaches, because in the production meetings they go in and talk to the coaches. And what are you afraid of when you're playing Team X? Well, I'm afraid of this pass rush, this run, their route concepts on this quarterback on 3rd and short, the tush push, whatever. So I'm not worried about that. And I think all he's doing is when he's up and he's just learning his team. That's all I think. So
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of indifferent to him sitting in the booth. I mean, technically he's an owner, so he can go do whatever he needs to do if he needs to. But and I do agree with you that, like, hey, he's not sitting in the production meetings. He's sitting in the Zooms. That's a big deal. And I think part of the thing being, too, is, hey, if Tom Brady is the minority owner of the Raiders, well, if I'm a team, I'm not telling him anything. I'm not telling him I'm not giving him any anecdotes. I'm not telling him how well player X or player Y is doing or how bad player Z, I'm not telling him any of that. You're going to get the most vanilla, answers. Yeah, man. Well, what we're really, we really hope for this. Oh, yeah. God willing that this will happen. That's what I think you're going to do. Now, I've heard the argument, well, that affects the broadcast that he's doing. Well, you know what? That's on Fox and NFL then. If, because if the teams don't want to tell him because he's a minority owner, then Fox, you're the one who's still paying him the broadcast. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy's a super competitive guy. You're absolutely right. He's going to try to figure out the best way he can as an owner to try to win another Super Bowl ring, but this time as an owner. So,
Yeah.
I mean, am I shocked by this? No. I mean, do I think that they're eventually going to put some heavier handed restrictions on him as a broadcaster? Probably. Like maybe he won't be able to go down to the field before the game. I don't know. There will be all sorts of stuff, but I think eventually it's just going to become too cumbersome for him to be a broadcaster still, and he'll just go to being an owner. That's
I think all he's doing is he's doing a few things to pad his pocketbook a little bit more. He's got plenty of money, but I think that's all he's doing.
Either.
He doesn't want to be bored. He's a competitive dude. He's losing that. I still don't understand why he got in with the Raiders. I'm surprised Robert Kraft didn't pull a John Elway thing and try to offer him, a minority stake in the Patriots because what he did for the Patriots.
So what's funny about that is I think part of that is I don't think Tom was necessarily the happiest that Robert Kraft decided to stick with Bill Belichick for a couple years after Tom Brady.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and I think there's still a little animosity there. Whether it's a full, 4-alarm blaze, no firefighter pun intended, or if it's just a small smoldering fire, I don't know. You
mean 4-alarm?
Yeah, 4-alarm. That's what I said, didn't I? Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. Get up on your firefighting stuff, okay?
Oh, yeah. I guess I have no idea what that's about.
Well, folks, it has come to that time for us to do the P's with PJ and Tate. We're going to talk about all the upcoming games, money line against the spread, over under, Thursday night, all the way through to Monday night. I think we're going to give you Monday night picks because I don't know what our schedules look like.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm working.
Tate, what do you think about the game tonight with the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins?
I think Miami's a train wreck. They did play Patriots pretty close last week, but Buffalo win. I'm taking Buffalo on the spread, and I'm going to take the over too.
Okay. I'm pretty much with you. I think that this is an absolute.
This is going to be a yawn. We're going to have it on. I'm going to have my fall theme on my other TV in the man cave, just to get ready for the spirit of Halloween, and then kind of just be daydreaming about Halloween on this one. So
it's gonna be. I think this is gonna be further cementing that Mike McDaniel is going to be done as a coach. I mean, I like the guy, but I don't think he has any control of that locker room anymore. I don't think these guys necessarily want to play, how to play. Supposedly they wanted to try to practice harder this year. Obviously, we're seeing nothing coming out of that.
and you get all the Tyreek Hill.
It's a
trade rumors. Which, if I was them, I'd be avidly looking to trade him. They know deep down that they're not a playoff team. I know it's only 2 weeks in. They know. Trade that cancer. Get him out of here. Get whatever draft picks you can. You're gonna fire McIdiot. I don't.
Yeah. Listen. I'm with you. If I'm them, I'm looking at the quickest way to trade Tyreek Hill and get him out of here, because you're absolutely right. Now he's got these allegations coming in now. So now he's got even more nonsense going on, which he's just a circus of nonsense all the time.
Oh, yeah. He's a train wreck.
Pulled over going to the game, whether he's got, he's fathering another 10 children.
Yeah, I know.
It's just, I don't even know. But.
Yeah, I would get him out even for a 4th rounder, 5th rounder. I would pull the plug and get him out of my organization.
Little side note, do you think that he would go back to Kansas City?
No, I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, you think they're done too?
I mean, they need the weapons right now, but no, they're not going to put up with him. No, I don't.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, because I've been seeing the rumors well, hey, the Chiefs need a wide receiver. Yeah, but do they really want to bring in a guy that wants the ball and playing?
There's enough internal stuff with the Chiefs too.
Right.
With Travis Kelce and everything else going on there, that they're not used to this slow start. All you're gonna do is bring in another ego that they don't need right now.
I agree with you. I'm with you all the way. I mean, guys, this is a Buffalo handed win, in my opinion. Buffalo minus 12.5. Over 49.5 is our official pick. All right, going into Sunday, Green Bay visiting Cleveland Browns. Tate, Green Bay's favored by 8.5. What are you thinking on that one?
Yeah, Green Bay money line.
Yeah.
They're playing so hot right now. Cleveland's defense is stingy. I'm still gonna take the spread.
The 8.5, got it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take the over.
The over.
I'm not very good at the overs, but yeah.
Listen, here's the deal. The only thing that I'll say to the betting public out there is it's a really low over, and I know both teams play pretty decent defense, but Cleveland's been allowing. I mean, they just let Baltimore put up like 41 points.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that probably happening again with Green Bay. Green Bay's on a rocket ship right now. Now, do I think Cleveland's going to put up a lot of points? No, I don't. So I'm with you. I got Green Bay money line, Green Bay minus 8.5, but now I got the over 41.5 as well. Just because Green Bay can stumble into 30 points, and I think that Cleveland can stumble into 13. How about that? There you go, right there. All right, hey, game of the week, but it's on in the morning. I'm shocked that this one didn't get a little bit better presentation from the league.
Yeah, here's a quick question for you, a little
ahead.
side note. Why didn't they put that Chiefs Eagles game on Sunday night last week and then the Atlanta Minnesota game during the 2:00?
Let me just tell you, and for you folks that we didn't recap all the games, while I'm sitting there watching that travesty of a Sunday night game where JG McCarthy looks like he can't fight his way out of a paper bag, all I'm thinking about is how the heck did the Bears lose to this guy? I absolutely agree. A lot of it comes down to contracts. Like the teams, like Fox will pick games to be like, hey, we really want this game. So then they get that game.
Okay.
And that's, so it comes down to when these teams pick. Sometimes they'll pick specific games, and then it kind of goes from there. Now, listen, do I think Atlanta and Minnesota was the best Sunday night game to put in there? Absolutely not. But, NBC learned that lesson real quick. But yeah, so this week we got the Los Angeles Rams visiting the Philadelphia Eagles in a rematch of a NFC divisional game last year, I believe. The Rams gave them everything that they could take. Listen, this is a tough game. Tate, what do you think? I want to hear your pick first.
Yeah, this one's going to be tough. I can see it. I'm taking Philly for the money line. I'm going to take LA covering the spread.
Yeah.
And then the over, I'm going to take the over 44.5.
Well, I don't mean to say that we're copying each other here, folks, but I have this exact same thing. I think LA is going to lose by a field goal, and I think the 3.5 is a half point too much. I think LA is ready to keep this competitive. Philly really hasn't faced that much of a test yet. Yeah, they only beat Kansas City by 3, but did we really think that Kansas City was going to win that game anytime during that game? I didn't. But that's just me. So I think Philly wins. I think LA covers the 3.5, and I do like the over 44.5. I think you'll see this could be like a 23-21 game or something, something like that. That will kind of give us a 26-23 game, if you will. So, all right, next up, we got the New York Jets possibly being led by Tyrod Taylor going against the red-hot Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. What do you like on this one, Tate?
Yeah, I like Tampa Bay money line. I like Tampa Bay on the spread.
Yeah.
And I like the over. Sorry, the Jets are starting to, Fields is hurt. This is where this is tough for them. They have actually had a pretty tough schedule opening.
Listen, I think the part of the thing is, okay, so Fields is in the concussion protocol. He's probably not going to play. Tyrod Taylor's going to play. Whatever magic the Jets had for that first game looks like it just went up in smoke the second. And they didn't even look like they could run the ball. They didn't look like they could pass the ball. I mean, they had such a great running offense the first week. I wonder where that went. Listen, Tampa Bay is actually surprisingly very good against the run. And if your greatest strength is your running game going against Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay's they're gonna make them hurt. I really do. I really think so. So I'm with you. I got Tampa Bay money line, Tampa Bay -7, but I have the under 43.5 because I don't think that the Jets are gonna really score a lot of points. I really don't. I could see less than 10 for them in this game. All right, next up, Atlanta Falcons visiting the Carolina Panthers. I'll lead off on this one, Tate. Listen, I like Atlanta in this one. They definitely look like they hit a little bit more of their stride last week against Minnesota. But Carolina will keep this one close. Carolina plus 5.5 at home. I have to take it, and I will take the over 43.5. Carolina showed me a little bit of fight last week against Arizona, so I'm going to keep with that.
Yep. I got Atlanta on the spread, money line, and the over.
Got it. Love it. You're loving the Falcons. He's a Michael Penix fan deep down inside, folks. That's why we have him on the show.
Like Michael Penix, don't like Raheem Morris.
That is true. All right, next up, the team that we talked about a little bit here, Indianapolis Colts facing the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Titans are tough.
Titans are tough, but I'm drinking the blue and white Kool-Aid right now, man. I'm going Colts.
Yeah.
Colts -4.5, and I'll take the over 43.5 too. I mean, that's where I say. What do you think, Tate?
I got the same. I think they're on. I think whatever they're doing. I heard a good thing with the Colts last week. Obviously digesting that game with local Bronco radio. They've had pieces around them. They're for the last since probably 3-4 years now. It's just the quarterback. And right now, Jalen Jones is playing really good. Yeah. And he can run too. He's a big boy. He can run. And I think one of our first episodes together, I was saying that I thought that he was gonna maybe have a little bit of a resurgence in his career coming here.
Well, here's part of the thing that I kind of think is that the Colts and Chris Ballard have always been really good at drafting players, just not being able to figure out the quarterback situation.
This is the hardest
one. They've got great, they've got a great offensive line. They've got a great defensive line, generally. They've got guys that could compete. You might not know every name on that defense, but you got guys that can make a difference. And that's what I think the biggest thing for the Colts. And maybe it's all just coming together right now. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm thinking that this Colts train's going to keep running through this weekend. All right, next up, we got the Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Washington Commanders, possibly without Jaden Daniels. I still think that's smoke. I think Jaden's going to play. Listen, I like Washington to win this game. I will say I think Las Vegas will keep it close. I'm going to say they're going to lose by a field goal. It's just Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll likes to travel. He was playing at home last week, got beat up by Jim Harbaugh. I think he's going to lose by a field goal in this one, and I'll take the under 44.5.
Yeah, he knows Dan Quinn too, because Dan Quinn coaches him.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball on this.
Okay.
I'm gonna be out there in left field. I'm gonna say the Raiders are gonna win.
Like it.
And I'm gonna take the.
Well, you're taking the Raiders on the spread then for sure.
Well, yeah, no, the under.
Or the under, okay, under 44.
I think it's to be a close game.
I think so too. I just, what, the Commanders definitely did. Have not necessarily proven a lot to me so far this year. They beat the Giants, bravo. But then they went up and laid an egg in Green Bay. And, one thing that we haven't talked about because we haven't recapped this week that much, but shockingly, Cliff Kingsbury in a second year of an offense. Oh, look, everybody, they
figured it out.
Oh, they figured it out.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
I was really high on them, but the Commanders are definitely trending what you predicted at the beginning of our. It's two guys talking football here.
It's just a couple guys talking football here, but it's kind of funny how that works. All right, next up we got the backup quarterback extravaganza of Jake Browning and the Cincinnati Bengals playing against Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings. Now I don't know if it's been confirmed yet that Carson Wentz is starting, but everything's been trending that way. Tate, this one obviously I pulled my hair out over this one. Which way are you thinking?
I'm going Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take the over.
Okay. 1.5 on the over.
Yeah, I think Minnesota's hurting with their offense with this quarterback, and I was not high on JJ McQuinn. at all.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's a hard one to keep JJ McQuinn upright,
yeah,
obviously.
JJ McQuinn's not even on the roster. I'm also playing with you, podcast community. JJ McCarthy, there. I have not been high on him at all through the whole draft process. Watching him at Michigan, he had a whole team around him. I think their coach is so good, Kevin Connell, but I would have kept Sam Darnold. I thought that was an epic failure on their part of the organization. I still think great coach, good defense. They don't have a quarterback, and I'm taking Cincy.
So here's a couple of the parts that I want to say is when you draft a quarterback that at one point in his college career in a very big game he was told not to throw the ball at all in the second half.
Yeah.
There might be a problem with him playing quarterback. There might. Now, listen, he could still come on out and be amazing. And by the way, I still actually have to give him credit because he did lead the Vikings back to beat the Bears week 1. So right now we are JJ McCarthy's BITCH, if you will. But my point being is this. Was he ready to lead this year? I don't think so. I think Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings thought they could probably get Sam Darnold for cheaper, and they didn't. And then they were probably like, oh, here we go. I mean, there's rumors that they might trade for Kirk Cousins. I think that's all smoke too. I think that they're going to lay in this bet that they've made. And the one thing I will say, though, Brian Flores' defense hasn't necessarily blown my spirit up that much these first 2 games.
No.
That's
it
why
hasn't.
I'm going with Cincy as well. I'm going Cincy +3. I'm going under 41.5. These guys, both these teams have talented offenses, but I don't know how these backup quarterbacks are going to get them the ball. I have a little bit more faith in Jake Browning because he's been around the organization longer. Carson Wentz just got picked up, I think, like 3 weeks ago. So with that, I'm going to trust Jake Browning that's been around the offense being ready to go. All right, next up, Pittsburgh Steelers visiting the New England Patriots. I'm going to tell you what, Tate, I'm going to lead off on this one. After watching the Steelers looked absolutely a flip of the coin last week against the Seahawks, I'm not drinking the Steelers Kool-Aid anymore. I'm not. I'm kind of out. I think Rodgers played a great first game against the Jets. I think that the Steelers aren't necessarily all that team yet. They still got some growing pains to go. So I'm going to take New England plus the 1.5, and I'll take the over 44.5.
Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm very similar. I got New England on this one. They struggled their first 2 games. I mean, the Jets, came down against the Jets. They looked terrible against Seattle. And I'm going to take the under of 44.5.
Love it.
So New England and then the
Yeah. I mean, listen, the Steelers could come out and crush New England if they want. I just don't see it happening. I think Vrabel's kind of got some stuff going on in New England. I think you're going to see a little bit of momentum build off of their win last week against Miami.
Yep, I agree.
All right, next up, we got an AFC South matchup. Houston Texans visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Houston 0-2. And are the Jags are 1-1, right? Jags are 1-1. Yeah, they beat Carolina the first week. So listen, I was so tempted to pick Jacksonville, and I wanted to pick Jacksonville, but I went Houston, and I don't know why I went Houston because to be honest with you, Houston really hasn't shown me anything yet. But I don't know. Maybe I just can't see them going 0-3. So I'm going to take Houston plus 1.5, and I'll take the over 44.5. By the way, this is the least strong game that I feel like I actually hated looking at this game and trying to pick it.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident about this one. I got Houston and I got the over.
Okay, got it. Yeah, you know what?
I think they're going to turn it on. I'm not sold on Jackson. Jacksonville's improved. Yeah, Jacksonville's improved, but they're not going to beat the Tech.
All right, sounds like a plan. Let's keep this train rolling. We got the New Orleans Saints visiting the Seattle Seahawks. We can file this game under pretty much I don't care who wins, but I will take Seattle. I'll take Seattle minus the 7.5, and I'll take the over 41.5. Listen, the Saints trying to go to Seattle does not sound like fun to me. So
yeah, Seattle and the over. And they're going to cover the spread.
Seattle, and the over. Got it. All right,
yeah.
got it. Nice. And we're gonna keep rolling here to big game. Big game. Oh, that's
You lead
fun.
off on this one.
I was wondering why you had such less things to say about Seattle, but now I know why. You were jumping ahead on the page. And it's Denver versus Los Angeles Chargers.
I don't got much to say about this. I don't have much to say about this.
Okay, well, neither do I, because
And I'm not, I'm never gonna, I'm gonna pick, but when I'm a betting man, I'm still gonna drop about $3,000 on the Broncos this week. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Chargers.
No, Chargers they're gonna beat them. They're gonna beat them. They're gonna cover the spread, and I'll take the under on points.
Boy, we've been doing this just a couple weeks, folks, but we are exactly the same. And listen, we do not talk about the picks before we go. I'm Chargers minus 2.5. I do like the under. I think the defenses are going to show up. I think the Chargers basically probably win by a field goal. Listen, Justin Herbert's playing a different form of football right now, and it's exciting to see. Do I think that their running game is all the way figured out in Los Angeles? No. Because right now, Justin Herbert is your leading rusher. I'm sure that will get balanced out, but here's the thing. They're blowing off the tops of people on the offense, too. I mean, look at these deep passes. Justin Herbert's playing with
They're not even, to me, like the two games I've watched, and I haven't watched all of them, but they're kind of toying with people. They're trying to figure it out. Let's try this. Oh, this works. Okay, this doesn't. Let's try this. Okay, this is working. Yeah. Hey, we're going to throw the ball a lot more this year. Okay. Yeah. I'm telling you, this team right now is a top 3 team for me in the league at this point of the season. And they have scared me since they beat the Broncos both times last year. And just like as soon as it's kind of the same thing as soon as the Chiefs got Andy Reid back in, what was it, 13-14. I was like, oh, great. Broncos are going to be hurting. And it's the same thing with this. Now it's like, oh, man, they got Harbaugh. I wanted Harbaugh so bad in Denver as the head coach. But
nobody wanted to call.
Yeah, I know. I just he's so good. And Denver doesn't do well against ground and pound. And this team is built. Like, they are a complete team right now. Not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they are a complete team. I don't think any team wants to face him.
The one thing I'll say, and we talked about this briefly a couple weeks ago, was, they lost Rashawn Slater. Boy, it doesn't really seem like they're missing much from losing that left tackle. Just imagine if they had him still, because then Alt would be on the other side.
Well, then they put in their fullback who's like 280 pounds or something.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. It's nuts. Listen, the other thing that I'm going to say, and that we've talked about a little bit, Justin Herbert and his confidence level and his execution of plays is on a different level than it was the last couple of years. And maybe Jim Harbaugh's finally got to him. Maybe whatever is working for Justin Herbert is finally working, because this is not the Justin Herbert we've seen before. So needless to say,
he's got a competent coach. Justin Herbert, for the first time, he's had a competent coach for his second year. A really good coach. That's all it is. A good scheming. Yeah, a good scheming. We're not gonna put you in a whole bunch of bad situations. We're gonna run the ball. Oh wow, you're really developing. Okay, now we're gonna go attack the opponent. So,
well, speaking of good coaching, let's move on to another good game. Dallas Cowboys visiting the Chicago Bears, and another great coaching performance by Brian Schottenheimer and Ben Johnson are on the mark. Tate, I'll let you lead off on this one. I know where my thoughts are, but please go right ahead.
Just because it's the Cowboys and they got lucky and the Giants gave the game away with their prevent defense, I'm gonna take Chicago.
All right, I love it. Chicago going.
I'm gonna, if this is the real deal with them, Chicago has got enough of this. Enough of Chicago, like, always embarrassing themselves, and they can't win let's do this. So I got Chicago. I got the under. There you go. Okay. You heard it here, folks.
Here's the deal. I think I've been trying to keep my Bears fandom in a box, but I think one of the things is I think Ben Johnson, whatever he's trying to get through to the team this week, is going to get through. Here's the other thing. Both these teams are beat up on defense. This is going to be a little out of control, I think. I think, but at the end of the day, I think you're going to see Caleb Williams put on a show against that Dallas defense with a non-existing pass rush. I mean, it's really funny. Dallas's defense and Chicago's defense look about the same. Neither one of them have a good pass rush. They're both injured on the linebackers, and their secondaries are hurt. Oh, shocking. So they've got CeeDee Lamb probably getting ready to go off, and we'll have guys going off too. I like Chicago. I'll take Chicago plus 1.5, and I'll take the over of 50.5. I think you're going to see a little bit of scoring in this game. Now, next up, we've got Arizona Cardinals visiting the San Francisco 49ers. Listen, I'm going to lead off.
Should be a good game.
It should be a good game.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily. I was believing in Arizona a little bit. I'm moving on. San Francisco minus 2.5, over 44.5. I don't care if it's Mac Jones or Brock Purdy starting. I think San Francisco knows what to do to win this game.
I agree with you 100%. I got nothing. I do think Arizona is a little bit better than I thought.
Yeah,
I know you were higher on them at the beginning of the year.
I was, but
the little bit I've watched of them, I'm actually like, oh, okay, maybe PJ's onto something, but they're not going to beat the 49ers.
No, they're not going to beat the Niners. They're not. I think the Niners have too much going for them, and like I said, even with Mac Jones in there last week, boy, their offense didn't look like it missed that much of a beat. Next up, Sunday night game, Kansas City versus New York Giants. 0-2 Kansas City. You got to be excited about seeing that. The 0-2 Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm way excited. I'm way excited. Do I think it's going to last? No, I don't. I do love seeing Travis Kelce, throwing a fit, and it's like when it's him that's, it comes coming off on the sideline screaming, "I'm so tired of this." You know what? It's like, yeah, it's you, Travis. It's you. It's you. You need to play better. I got KC winning this. I
mean, come on.
I got I got the Giants covering the spread. I think it's gonna be closer.
Whoa.
And then I got
Whoa, Giants covering the spread. I got to write that down. And what do you got, over or under on the 45.5?
45.5. I got the over.
Over on that. Now listen, I'll be honest with you. I like Kansas City. I like Kansas City minus 6. And I like the under 45.5. I think it's going to be Kansas City's defense all the way. Sorry, Russell.
There's no way they're gonna go and lose a primetime game, a third one. I mean, I will be so happy, right. But no.
If they do, listen. If they do,
we
will have the biggest Russell Wilson appreciation show on that Monday.
Oh yeah,
I promise you, folks. Tune in that Monday because you will hear nothing but Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I still don't understand what the Giants defense was doing on playing this prevent crap last week against the Cowboys, because I watched quite a bit of that game. I'm like, they had that game so locked up, and it's just, oh my God. Like,
and see, that's just
how they don't like.
Yeah. You can't
how they don't make changes.
Kansas City.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I mean, how do you? So here's the thing. You're going to tell me that team's going to go in and play great again? Yeah. No. Listen, I'll hold out a little bit of hope, but Kansas City will be on the win column after this week. All right, Monday night, Detroit Lions found their footing against the lowly Chicago Bears. Baltimore found their footing against the Cleveland Browns. Both 1-1. What do you think on this one, Tate?
Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore. I'm taking the over, taking Baltimore. Oh, and they're going to cover the spread.
Okay, so listen, I'm with you because I think Detroit found its footing a little bit, and that's all well and good.
Yeah.
Baltimore's defense is not going to give you a walkthrough like Chicago's defense is. And by the way, Baltimore's offense is not going to give you a chance to let up either. Derrick Henry had 23 yards rushing last week. Believe you me, Detroit, get ready. He's coming for a lot more than 23. Lamar Jackson is looking like he's competing for the MVP again this year. He's a solid dude. They've got their passing game definitely figured out. Listen, I'll be honest with you too. As much as Detroit had things figured out against Chicago, I think they're going to hit a couple bumps in the road again. So I'm going to take Baltimore minus 4.5, but I'm going to take the under 52.5. I think
I said the over. I said the over. I want the under too. Yeah.
You want the under too? So, I like it.
Okay. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. So
perfect. Well, folks, there you go. All of that culminates into the P's with PJ and Tate. We've given you your money line. We've given you the against the spread. We've given you the over unders. Now, last week Tate went 13-3. in the money line.
Woo!
That's one thing we did not cover. I went 11-5, which I thought was respectable. Now against the spread, Tate went an amazing 10-6. So listen, we might be changing it to the P's with Tate and PJ pretty soon. The headliner might be changing.
Well,
and then over
we got what did I pick? Yeah, what did I pick this week? That's controversial. I took Chicago and L.A. or excuse me, Las Vegas.
I still think that
we'll see.
But those I can't.
I agree with you. I agree with you. No, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, so I'll take that. So
all right. Well, folks, that's all the time that we have for today. Thanks for joining us. But other than that, we are out.
Have a good one, folks. God bless America.
Good show.
Yeah. Keeps getting better.